YouTube, it's Sarah from Losing It For Me 42 with my week 10 update. I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy on October 26, 2016. My high weight was in April of 2016 and that was 389. My surgery weight was 324. Last week I came to you at 297.2. This week it's 296. So that is a 1.2 pound loss. However, I don't really count it as a loss. I mean, like, yay, but I've been fluxing up and down the scale for quite a bit the last week, 2 weeks actually. I've gone everywhere from 296 to 296 to 290, excuse me, 298. Just up, down, up, down, up, down. This happens to be a down day. So I'm going to take it. I did do my measurements. Excuse me, because I didn't think I would be coming in as a loss, and I just did really quick measurements this morning to kind of like see if I lost any even smidge of inches. And since December 24th, I have lost 2 inches off my waist and I think an inch off my hips. So that puts me at ease that I have started going to the gym. I've been going to the gym really heavily. I started the Jess from Watch Kitty Shrink's resolution challenge this week, and so I'm doing about 4 miles a day on the elliptical. And you know, I kind of wanted to make sure that, like, I was losing, like, if the weight's all funky and stuff, I was fine with that, if it meant that, like, I was putting on muscle. So, I feel like I am. I'm sore and tired, but this challenge has been really good for me. I think I got into a very comfortable place on what I considered, like, my average exercise, and really, this has been pushing it a little further for me. I was doing like 35 to 40 minutes on the elliptical, and now I'm doing 65, and I can do it. And that is very, like, positive, uplifting for me that I can do it. You know, like today, it was a slow day. Some days I can get up to like 7 miles an hour on the elliptical, and, you know, not consistently, but I can get there for a while. The past 2 days I've been going at like 3.54, which is pretty much what I'm shooting for right now, because 4 miles an hour, it's, you know, 65 minutes is a little over 4 miles, and that's really what I'm looking for. Hold on one second. So, yes, sorry about that. Working hard, going to the gym, really pushing myself, and that's been really great for me, to know, A, I'm capable of doing it, and B, I think I got really into my comfort zone of what I did at the gym, and I wasn't really, like, pushing myself harder anymore, because now it had become easier, if that makes any sense. Like, you get into these points where you're, like, when I first started, it was, like, 2 miles an hour on the maybe 2.5, because I think that's when it, like, stops pausing all the time. So it was, like, really, really low when I first started. And now it's, you know, I got to the point where I felt comfortable and I could do stuff, and I really wasn't expanding past where I could do. Unlike before, where I kept just pushing. I got to a certain point where I think I thought, you know, oh, this is okay, this is a good thing, and I just kind of stopped. So this has really helped me push past that. I'm exhausted, but it's really great. I feel like I have a lot more, even though I'm tired, I feel like I have a lot more energy. And, you know, I think it's so interesting that, like, I didn't even think that I'd have a loss this week, but I mean, yes, I was up and down, like, every day. It was the number was something different, and it didn't matter on anything. Like, I could have a really shitty eating day, and not a really shitty eating day, but, like, I could have a semi-bad day and, the scale would go down. I'd have a good day and the scale would go up. I would exercise, nothing, everything just, no control. So I'm really enjoying this challenge. I'm really enjoying, pushing myself a little harder. My girlfriend wants to start doing kickboxing soon, and I kind of want to make sure that I have enough stamina and, stuff to participate with others. I don't know about you guys, but that, even though I'm physically active and I do all of this stuff, and I exercise on a daily basis, I have this ingrained fear of doing stuff with others, that it's going to be I'm the fat kid on the playground who can't keep up. So gym's been really good for my outlook. I feel a lot better. I think for me, and I've said this in my goals video for 2017, it really is it's not so much about the weight loss. I enjoy the weight loss, and yes, the weight loss plays mind games with me, and that's kind of the overarching goal, but the real goal is to be active. So I think that's why I was so frustrated when I couldn't go to the gym, was that when I wasn't losing weight and I couldn't go to the gym, I felt like I wasn't doing anything because I wasn't losing weight and I wasn't being active. And so those two kind of, one or two, those two positives that I had going that I was striving for, I didn't have either. So at least if I'm not losing weight, I'm going to the gym, I'm being active, I'm pushing myself physically, I'm doing things I can't do before. And that's really, really helpful. So I've made a couple of one small steps for myself, which have been really great. I feel like my eating is pretty set. I still tinker with it every once in a while, but I'm much more, I'm not very strict with my eating, and I don't mean that in what I eat or when I eat or anything like that. It's just more, I have a general goal of I'd make sure I hit my protein, but I have a general goal of I'm gonna make a couple meals, and they're gonna be relatively good meals of 3 ounces of vegetables, or 2 ounces of vegetables and 3 ounces of protein, and I'm gonna have some protein friendly snacks. So I don't eat bad things, but I'm not very strict on other things. My carbs have been really great lately. I've gotten them down to around 20, which is, and my fats have been through the roof, so of course, I'm keto, maybe? I don't know. We'll see. Right now, I'm not even caring about that. I'm more focused on just making sure I get my protein in and that I'm getting enough calories to support this amount of exercise. Because as someone explained to me, because I didn't know I'm not a UK person, and mathy not so good with me, was that the amount of miles I'm doing, I'm sorry about the light, the amount of miles I'm doing is a 5K a day. And I was like, holy crap, really? Yeah, apparently. So I'm doing a 5K about 6 times a week, which is super impressive when you say it like that. And in general, so food's okay, and I feel like I've got a kind of a nice enough, thing where I just make sure I choose good options for foods. Sleeved After 60 asked me a question about meal prepping. I eat relatively the same thing most days. I meal prep out my lunches. My breakfasts are usually just shakes that I make every morning, or a Premier Protein, which I can now tolerate. I also find bananas a lot more tolerable. And we've scored at Sam's the other day with banana, because they don't usually have it. But I have a shake for breakfast. I have my lunch of protein and veggies, and then I have a couple of like low carby, high protein snacks that I eat throughout the day. I find that's helpful, because I don't feel like I get enough calories post-workout with just a protein shake. I feel like I get plenty of protein, but just not enough calories. So I feel really tired and run down if I don't have a snack when I get to work. And then mid-afternoon, I like to have a snack on me. I don't always eat it, but I like to have a snack in case I get kind of munchy. And I know whatever I put in my lunch bag, I will eat. Like, I have found that's almost the case. Like, occasionally I will have I don't know, it's not like a high restriction day, because I don't feel like restriction. I don't feel like I'm super full when I eat, but I have a high satisfaction day, if that makes any sense. Where I eat and I feel very satisfied for a long time. A lot longer than normal. I think it's also why I look forward to my lunch so much now, is that I get I really can tell a difference between dense protein and non-dense protein. Like, for New Year's, we went to my aunt's house, and you should look where you're going, buddy. And she had, oh my God, it was a carb buffet. It was such a buffet of carbs. It was ridiculous. And really the only protein I had was bacon, a couple of slices of bacon, and some eggs. And I will tell you, I could tell a difference between dense protein and non-dense protein. I was very, eventually I was satisfied enough. I wasn't really satisfied, but I was satisfied enough where I was like, I can make do. And yeah. So but I can tell a difference when I have some really nice dense, 3 ounces of really nice dense protein just will satisfy me for hours. I wanted to ask a question to people. With waiting a half hour to drink, I set an alarm, because I find if I don't do that, I don't get my fluids in, because I will just go I don't remember what time I ate. Or I will guesstimate, and it'll be way too long. So I set an alarm for it. But I find that, I still have to wait longer sometimes than half an hour. Because it's either uncomfortable, or there's, that weird growly sound in my stomach when I try to put fluids in, and it's just weird and awkward. So I almost feel like I should wait 45 minutes, or maybe an hour, test out 45 minutes and then see an hour, but then I'm worried about getting my fluids in. This week I am making sure that I'm getting over 100 ounces of fluids in, because I have felt not the greatest. You have to remember, I'm exercising like crazy, or in my thing it's crazy, that I need more fluids to compensate for that. But at 64 ounces, I was dehydrated, so I always have to get a lot of fluid, a lot more fluids than most people in. I've been shooting for 90, and I haven't made that most days. So this week, I'm really kind of shooting for the hundreds, and just trying to make sure that I get that in. Focusing on my protein, focusing on my water, and I'm going to make a separate video about something else, because this is getting kind of long. Hormones and hormone levels. But so my one small step for this week was to make a doctor's appointment to get my hormone levels checked, because I think there is something to that. I mean, granted, it's good enough to start seeing a primary doctor and dealing with issues, especially since I don't have a surgeon to go to. And I will need them to check my vitamin levels and things like that. But I also want to see them to do a hormone level check. So, yeah, that's this week. Oh, and if you can't tell, got my hair cut. I cut it all off on New Year's Eve as a preparation for my 3-month low protein hair loss issue. I'm also using Jamaican castor oil shampoo and conditioner. It smells weird to me. I guess it smells like oranges, but not pleasant oranges. It's a weird thing. But yeah, I'm just trying. I basically told the girl who did my hair, I was like, whatever you can do to make it look like I have more hair, because I already have very thin, fine hair to begin with. So that was a real, like, I was like, if it's gonna fall out, I'm gonna look bald. So I also figured if I have to, this is a lot easier to put under a wig, which may happen depending on if I have a hair loss. But so week 10, going strong, going great, feeling a lot better. I actually had a loss apparently. But yeah, things have been going good. How I feel about my VSG is a lot different. I don't I'll deal with that in the hormone one. I'll talk. If you want to know how I feel about my VSG, see my hormone thing, because yeah, I'm gonna go into it there. This is like 17 minutes long. Okay, until next week, guys, or check out my soon to be taped hormone video. Okay, bye.